especially from your in-laws side, some big property with along with some tag, along with some legal issue. So it will be a boon, but for the time. Namaskar friends. Partial solar eclipse is going to happen in the midnight of 30th April and 1st May. The midnight between 30th April and 1st May as per Indian Standard Time. And it will start 16 minutes after the midnight, between the, as I told you, between the 30th April and 1st May, and it will last for the 3 hours 52 minutes and it will finish at 4 hours 8 minutes as per Indian Standard Time. So, what is the implication of this partial solar eclipse on us, on the earth? Actually, as per astrology, predictions are divided into two parts, Sahita and Hora. Sahita prescribes the predictions which are collective, which impact the nations, which impact the societies, which impact the regions. So it is not related to particular individual. And on the other hand, the Hora or Jataka defines the predictions, ordains the predictions which are related to a particular individual. So mainly this impact of eclipse is related to the Sahita Khand, hence its impact is felt on the at the global level, at the mass level, at the collective level. And our ancient scriptures, they have told a lot of things about the impact of eclipses on the humankind. And they are very specific in which zodiac sign the eclipse is happening, in which month it is happening, and what are the aspects on the, and they are so very detailed. But in this video I will cover in a very brief, because I had to tell you at the individual level how the eclipse is going to affect you really. Okay, so I will quote the great scripture Brihad Samhita by the great sage Varamihir, and he says, while discussing the impact of eclipse in the zodiac sign Aries, because this eclipse is happening in the zodiac sign Aries, he says that पांचाल कलिंग शूरसेना काम्बोजोड्र किरात शस्त्रवार्ता जीवंति च ए हुतास वृत्त्या ते पीड़ा मुपयांति मेष संस्थे. So the relevant portion of this is that the persons whose livelihood is dependent on the weapons. Who are these people? The persons in the military forces, and the persons in the police, the dacoits, the murderers, all these persons livelihood is dependent on the Venus. On the other hand, and moreover, the persons whose livelihood is dependent on the fire, jewelers, iron smiths, big factories who are run by the fire, they melt metals and so many things. So even potteries, they will be affected negatively with this eclipse. They will be affected negatively with this eclipse. So they should remain conscious. Okay. Second thing is that Baramir says that if eclipse happens in the month of Vaishakh, Vaishakh is the second month of the Indian calendar, also called Hindu calendar. First month is the Chaitra and second month is Vaishakh. This eclipse is happening on the new moon day, also called Amavasya in Sanskrit, in the Vaishakh Masha. And he is saying that Vaishakh Mashe Grahade Vinas Mayanti Karpas Tila Samudga Ichwak Yaude Shakah Kalinga Sopralava Kintu Subich Asmin. Okay, so the relevant portion of this first is the relevant here when I'm telling you. It says that if eclipse happens in the month of Vaishakh, then the crop of the cotton and crop of the oil seeds and crop of the lentils will be affected, they will be destroyed. So if you are trading in these things, you should be able to collect, accumulate these things in beforehand. And another thing, Barahmir is saying that if Saturn, because in this eclipse Saturn is in Aquarius, and from there it is aspecting the Aries by its third Vedic aspect. And what is the impact of this aspect? He say Ravijah karot avishtim durvicham taskar bhayamcha. Okay, so he is saying that if Saturn is aspecting the eclipse, then there is a fear of thieves and dacoits, as well as there may be a famine. So these are the impacts as per the great sage Baramir of this particular eclipse. But the Sahita scriptures are very clear and specific that the impact of eclipse will be felt where it is seen. The whole globe will not be affected simultaneously with this eclipse. So where it is being seen, the eclipse will affect. Where it is not being seen, it will not affect. So and it is not being seen in the Asia, in the Africa, in the North America, in the Europe, and the countries which are being affected are as follows: Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, Bolivia, Uruguay, Peru, as well as the northern Antarctica region and the South Pacific Ocean and South Atlantic Ocean will be affected with this eclipse, because this eclipse will be seen in these countries and in these regions. So whatever I have told you just a few minutes back about the impact of eclipse, you should consider only if you are staying or residing in these regions and these countries. Otherwise, you should ignore safely. Okay. So after this, I am going to tell you the impact of this eclipse on a particular individual. Although Sahita scriptures are mum, they are silent about the impact of, even our astrology scriptures are silent about the impact of eclipse on a particular zodiac sign. However, the eclipse which is happening in the sky is also happening in your horoscope as per the transit. This most important grahas, sun and moon, are being afflicted with the Rahu. Rahu is the planet of illusion. You cannot see Rahu in the sky. You cannot see in the cosmos. It is certainly a mathematically calculated point, but it is called Chaya Graha, the celestial body made from the shadow. So wherever Rahu goes, it creates illusion as well as confusion. Moreover, it creates a lot of very out of the box thoughts. So it is also very important. And in some of other video, by some other video, I have described the whole story of Rahu, and once you listen that story, you will be able to gauge the impact of Rahu in your horoscope. So if this confluence, positive or negative, whatever it may be, of the sun, moon and Rahu is going to happen in your horoscope, certainly it is going to impact your life. Believe me, it is going to impact your life. And whatever prediction I am going to give you, you will be able to check that and see that exactly it will happen like that. So patiently listen whatever I am saying, it will certainly benefit you in at large. And before starting the prediction, one or two things I want to share. That first thing, that I will tell the predictions not at per the solar sign or lunar sign. Not solar sign means the zodiac sign where sun is posited in your horoscope, and lunar sign is where your moon is posited in your horoscope. Because in the Western astrology, solar sign is considered very important, and the Indian astrology, Vedic astrology, lunar sign is considered very important. Then why I am not telling prediction as per them? Because solar sign runs for a whole month and lunar signs runs for 2.25 days. But I will tell you the predictions as per your ascendant, because ascendant or lagna runs for the 2 hours only. So it is very important, because ascendant runs only for 2 hours, and certainly 2 hour period is more specific and more brief compared to 1 month period of solar zodiac sign and 2.25 days of moon zodiac sign. So that is the reason we prefer ascendant. And if you don't know your ascendant, just write your name, date, time, and place of birth in the comment section of this YouTube video. After subscribing the channel, we will inform you your correct ascendant, Vedic ascendant, without any charge, so that you can get your predictions right, specific, precise, and accurate. Second thing I want to say that at the time of eclipse, Saturn is also aspecting Sun and Moon in the which is in the Aries sign. So the negativity of the eclipse will be a bit high compared to normal eclipse. So with this, we are starting the predictions, and we will start with Aries. In the case of Aries ascendant, the moon is the lord of fourth house. Fourth house is for the property, your mother, the domestic comforts, your homely environment. And fifth house is for the sun, is for your creative abilities, your gambling spirit, everything. The lord of both the fourth and fifth house, sun and moon, are your own ascendant Aries, along with Rahu, aspected by the Saturn. So if both these are with Rahu, certainly some illusions, miscommunication, and problems will crop. In case of properties, I will suggest Aries ascendant people to check their property patterns and see if there is some legal lacuna, some problem, or something like this. They should avoid. And since Aries is Lagna or ascendant is represents your head, your thought process, your personality. So something bizarre thoughts may come up, and many a time we have seen that fifth house is for the gambling, for creative spirit. So if you are in some creative profession, writer, painter, or something like this, certainly you will get very wonderful ideas, and you should certainly execute them as early as possible, because they may give you a lot of fame and name. But if you are in gambling, see that you are not deceived of all your money, because the attraction of getting more and more and more will certainly win over your thoughts, and you will be nowhere if you run your dice incorrectly. So while gambling, please avoid going beyond your means. Otherwise, if you are within your means, you may dare and take adventurous route, I will suggest to go for it. And moreover, this since fourth house is the mother and fifth house is your son, so in this period it may be possible that a lot of confusion and miscommunication may happen with your son or your mother. They may also have some issues, especially your mother, uh, some health issues, something like this. So you should take care that your communication with both these, your mother and your son, are justified, genuine, and should not be irrational. So far as body parts are concerned, fourth house represents breast, chest, lungs, uh, stomach, elbow joints, everything. And fifth house represents your belly, your digestion process, spine, heart, liver, spleen. So it is possible that in due to eclipse you may feel some discomfort either in digestion process or especially relating to heart and these body parts also. So if you see any discomfort or some problem regarding these body parts, visit hospital. But if your doctors, your medicos suggest you some extreme step like surgery or something like this, please postpone up to the mid of May because many a time Rahu creates a wrong diagnosis and any extreme step to resolve the problem which has been diagnosed on the basis of wrong parameters will certainly cause you repent in the later period. So, if it is a normal problem, take medication. But if they suggest some surgery or something like this, try to postpone up to mid of May. And after mid of May, take second opinion. And I believe that the some other aspect of the problem may get revealed before you. So it is my humble suggestion. If you see something medical problem, just postpone it for a fortnight or so. Okay, and if you want to know, dear Aries people, if you want to know something about your spouse, see what I'm going to tell for the Libra people. If you want to know about your children, see what I'm going to tell about the Leo persons. If you want to know about your mother, see what I'm going to tell about the Cancerians. If you want to know what is in store for your father, see what I am going to say for Sagittarians and for your elder brothers and sisters and friends, see for Aquarians what I am going to tell, and for younger brothers and sisters, see what I am going to tell about the Gemini. So, all this was for the Aries ascendant. Now it is turn of the Taurus ascendant. Taurus ascendants, your third lord, the house of adventures, your younger brothers and sisters, neighbors, and your valor is are these related to third house, and the lord of the fourth house. Fourth house is the house of your mother, your domestic environment, your property, your vehicles, your resources, your domestic comforts. The Lord of both of these are being posited in the 12th house. 12th house is the house of losses, foreign, change in your settlement, investments, or repayment of debts, jail, hospital, everything. Many things are, majority of things are negative and some are positive. Are aspected in the present. This aspected by Saturn on your 10th house, that is called government authority. So, first thing, it shows the losses or payment or investments. So, if you are going to buy a property in 12th house, it is good. But you should recheck the credentials, papers, and everything. Otherwise, your money may go down the drain. Second thing, the third house is related to communication, your speech, how you communicate. So, if its lord had gone into the house of losses, See, you are not going to suffer any losses due to your faulty speech, faulty communication, something like this. And fourth house, domestic comforts. See, if you are not having some miscommunication with your family members, or there is no legal problem in your property or vehicles, otherwise you may have to suffer your losses, and government authorities may come into picture. Some raid may occur to you, even maybe you may be jailed. So this is very important to see, because if I will suggest you to, in this period, you should repay your loans, or you should invest in some uh, out of box things which are normally not take in due course. So you have to take care of. And one more thing, third house is younger brothers and sisters. So you should now also do not miscommunicate with them. Do not create any quarrel. Do not take up any quarrel with your neighbors. This is very important. Otherwise, you might be jailed. And one more thing, some uh, investments made by you in the foreign places may go bad, may turn into bad debt. So you should take care of this, and you should keep close watch on your foreign investments. It may be in the stock exchange, or it may be property or real estate. This is very sensitive period, and you should not take any decision in that. And so far as body parts are concerned, the third house represents your shoulders, your ears, some ears, and your hands, your nerves even. These things are covered by third house, and fourth house covers your lungs, your heart, or some people, these things. So if any untoward thing happens in this year, it is highly probable that you might be hospitalized for these. But I already told, some wrong diagnosis may occur due to presence of Rahu. So if doctors are suggesting some extreme step, you should uh, try to postpone the surgical operation, something like up to mid of May. And after mid of May, you should take second opinion. And I believe that some other things may crop up, and you may be saved from the extreme step like surgery or anything. So, Taurian peoples, if you want to know about your spouse, husband or wife, you should check what I'm going to tell about the Scorpions. If you want to know what is in store for your children, you should see what I am going to tell about the Virgo people. If you want to know what is in store for your mother, you should see what I am going to tell about the Leo persons. And if you want to know our father, I certainly you should see what I am going to tell about the Capricorn persons. For your elder brothers and sisters and your friends, you should see what I am going to tell about the Pisces persons. And for younger brothers and sisters, you should check what I am going to tell about Sagittarius. So it was all about the Taurus people. Now I will tell about what is in store for Gemini ascendants. Dear Gemini persons, your second lord, second house is for your speech, your money, your wealth, your immediate family, your resources, liquid cash, its lord, and lord of the third house. Third house is your neighbors, your younger brothers and sisters, your valor, your adventurous nature, your hobby, your passions. Lord of both of these has gone into the house of gains along with Rahu. So you may gain a lot of money from very bizarre resources, bizarre way. I never thought about that. You may gain like that. One more thing, you may gain through your family members, due to help of your family members, as well as your younger brothers and sisters, neighbors, and some friends also may help you earn a lot of money. And one more thing I want to say, that these earnings will not be in the natural course of your earning, natural course of business, there will be certainly something fishy, untoward about these earnings. So you should look upon it may be some due to some commission, some licensing, some settlement, something like this may cause you earn a lot of money. And I also believe that this eclipse will cause you to get some new sources of income, especially related to the especially related to some foreign place or some distant place, because ninth lord, which is posited in the ninth house, is also aspecting the sun and moon. The Saturn is aspecting sun and moon. So from the ninth house, even may possible due to some judicial decree, some new angle in your business or a partnership may come up, which may open new source of income for you. So far as second house is concerned, if you want to know about the body parts, it shows the right eye, your your throat, your neck, your mouth, your teeth. Actually, whole face is indicated by the second house, and third house indicates shoulders, your arms, hands, right ear, and everything related to communication. So if anything untoward happens, especially I will caution the persons who are who are chain smokers or who are consuming tobacco in any form. Something like mouth cancer or some infection may occur in their case. Even skin in some infection, just like me, I am suffering right now due to some thing untoward. So it may also occur something like this here. But it will there will not be major loss, because both these things, both of these things are in house of gains. And one more thing, third house is the writing and communication. So you may earn a lot of money due to your communication, your speech, your how do you handle the situation. It may be a cause of big revenue for you. And one more thing, the persons who are in sports and related to sports, uh, which are related to arms like shooting, arrow, archery, something like this, they may gain some very new thing, especially in the competitions which are happening at some foreign places. So take care and enjoy, Geminians. And if you want to know about your spouse, you should see what I am going to tell about the Sagittarians. If you want to know about your children, you should see what I am going to tell about the Libra people. For your mother, you should see Virgo, and for your father, you should see Aquarius. For your elder brothers and sisters and friends, you should see what I am to tell, what I have already told about the Aries. And one more thing, if you are to know about younger brothers and sisters, you should certainly see what I am going to tell about the Leo person. So it was all about Gemini. Now I will tell about the Cancerians. Cancer ascendants. Dear Cancerians, your ascendant Lord as well as your second Lord. Second Lord, second house, your ascendant is certainly is you, your appearance, your image, everything. A second house is your resource, wealth, your speech, your immediate family. Lord of both have gone into the 10th house. And 10th house along with Rahu. 10th house is the house of promotion, house of growth, uh, house of prestige, house of your government relationships. All these are represented by the 10th house. So it is very peculiar phenomenon. If you are doing this, you are searching some job in government sector or some very prestigious job, you are searching, you are making efforts for them. The period has come when these efforts will materialize. But the materialization will not be in due course, in normal course, because Rahu always takes shortcuts, confusion via a phenomena. So when it is Rahu, the whole success, your success will depend on your unusual ways to get success. It should not happen. It will not happen in usual course of action. So remember that if There are some shortcuts, some ways, cunning ways to get success. You may employ them. It will certainly benefit you a lot. And this is the also period for getting government favors, a favor from the government system. But remember that if you are bypassing government authority or your boss, certainly they will treat you in the most belligerent ways. Because the placement of Rahu in 10th house, it shows miscommunication with government authority as well as your boss. So remember, don't play with them. So far as body parts are concerned, second house shows your whole face, your mouth, your eyes, your teeth, everything are represented by the second house. So if there is some infection, some problem, certainly you should be aware and you should take corrective action in this regard. And if you are having, because the first house is in that represents your head, brain, and something like this. So if there is something related to your brain or something, many cases you have, many cases great headache may happen or illusion may happen to you because the Rahu is with sun as well as moon. So don't get this illusion. And if you feel some bizarre thoughts about your career progress, check them, take second opinion, and medical problems, whatever happens to your mouth, your face, your teeth, you should take care. But if your surgeon or a doctor or medical professionals suggest you some corrective action which is nearing extreme step like surgery or removal of some part, just wait up to the mid of May. And after mid of May, take second opinion, and whatever comes as second opinion, then you take your steps. So it was the all about the Cancerians. But before finishing this, I should tell you, if you Cancerians, if you want to know about your spouse, you should see what I'm going to tell about the Capricornians. If you want to know about your children, you should see what I'm going to tell about the Scorpions. If you want to know about your mother, see what I'm going to tell about the Libra people. If you want to know about your father, see what I'm going to tell about the Pisces people. If you want to know about your elder brothers and sisters and friends, say what I have already told about the Taurus people. If you want to know about your younger brothers and sisters, say what I'm going to tell about the Virgo ascendants. So now, after the Cancerian, it is turn of Leo people. Dear Leo people, your Lord of Ascendant, it means Ascendant means you, your whole image, your body, your appearance, as well as your 12th house. 12th house is the house of losses, investments, repayments, jail, going to very foreign place, remote place, and bed pleasures, your bedroom, what happens in your bedroom. Lot of both of these have gone into ninth house. Ninth house is the house of judiciary, religion, as well as foreign journey. So, in a totality, it shows that you may spend a lot of money your foreign journey because 12th house and ninth house if both are active, then it shows journey at the foreign place. But you may not enjoy the journey because Rahu is there, and your expectations from the journey may get shattered. So I will suggest you to run low profile and don't go beyond your means for your foreign journey. One more thing I want to suggest that if some court decree or court decision is going to come, it may go beyond your expectation, against your expectations. You might be expecting something more, something else, and decision may come something else. Because ninth house is the house of judiciary, and 12th house, house of jail, or very big penalty is also active. So try to postpone the judicial orders up to the mid of May when Sun and Moon both will be out of clutches of Rahu. Otherwise, if you have to face the decision, do not bribe because the great miscommunication may run counter for you and go against you. So do not try to pay any bribe judicially. At best, you can postpone the decision. So far as body parts are concerned, 12th house represents your left eye, your feet, your lymphatic system, your nerves, all this, and your the ninth house represents your hips, thigh, knee, joint, bones, hairs, and back. So it may be possible that something very problematic may come up in your back, in your back, especially in the spine. So if something like this happen, take immediate medical help and take corrective action and see what comes out. But if your medical professionals say that they will resort to extreme step like surgery or something like this, you should avoid the same, because many it is the general observation at my side that Rahu causes wrong diagnosis, and any extreme step on the basis of wrong diagnosis will not be suggestible, not to be implemented. So, so just wait up to the mid of May. After mid of May, take second opinion and see what happens next. And Leo people, if you want to know about your spouse, see what I am going to say about the Aquarians. If you want to know about your children, see what I am going to tell about the Sagittarians. If you want to know about your mother, see what I am going to tell about the Scorpions. And for your father, you should see the Aries predictions, which I have already told. And for your elder brothers, sisters, and friends, you should see what I have told just now about the Gemini persons. And for your younger brothers and sisters, you should see what I am going to tell about the Libra people. It was all for Leo persons. Now I will tell what is in store for the Virgo ascendants. Dear Virgos, Lord of your 11th house, the moon, 11th house is for the elder brothers and sisters, friends, and Lord of 12th house, the house of losses, investments, repayments, going to some foreign place, confinement, jail, hospital. Lord of both has gone into the 8th house, the house of obstacle, house of sudden gains, lotteries, something like this. Both going Lord of 11th and 12th houses into the 8th house is very bizarre phenomena, because the 11th house is the house of gains and 12th house is the house of losses. So it will be better if you have excess money, just invest in some sensible ways, otherwise money has to go. One more thing I want to suggest you, because 12th house is the losses as well investment, but it also indicates foreign places, and 8th house is the house of sudden gains. It yes, certainly it indicates losses, and but it simultaneously it also suggests gains, but which have suddenness, which you didn't expect, which are not regular. And combining all these things, if you are doing some business at some foreign place or partnership foreign place, some windfall may occur. One more thing, if you are buying lotteries or something like, it may also be possible that some inheritance may be declared, some on the basis of will be, due to which you may have to get some windfall. So all these things, but you should remember that your friends may cause, if you check the nature of your friends, if you are in bad circle, if you are in the company of bad friends, then you should remain cautious, because activation of 12th house as well as 8th house gives sometimes very ominous signal, not good phenomena. So just check what type of your friends are there, and if you feel that you are in the bad company, just avoid them. One more thing I want to say that about the body parts affected by these, because 11th house indicates your couch, in the legs, left ear, left arm, blood circulation, legs, your teeth, and sometimes your communication skills also. And 12th house indicates lymphatic system, feet, again teeth. So in totality, and when the lord of these have gone into 8th house, which is the sexual organs, venereal diseases, ovary, prostate gland, pelvis जो है, तो it may happen that some big issues may, some venereal disease may crop up, due to which you may have to spend a lot of money and as well have to spend a lot of time in hospitals. But in all likelihood, you may recover the expenses from your insurance money. So it was for the Virgo people, but if you one more thing, I like all other zodiac signs, I will add here that if you want to know about your spouse, you should see what I am going to tell about the Pisces people. If you want to know about your children, you should see what I am going to tell about the Capricorns. For your mother, you should listen for Sagittarians, and for your father, you should listen what I already told about the Taurus people. For your elder brothers and sisters and friends, Cancer predictions you should listen, and for your younger brothers and sisters, you should see and listen what I am going to tell about the Scorpio persons. So now it is turn of the Libra ascendant. Libra ascendants, lord of your 10th house, the house of prestige, house of growth, house of promotion, and the lord of 11th house, house of benefit, house of gains, house of your support system, your friends, elder brothers and sisters, have gone into 7th house. 7th house is the house of partnership, house of relationship, house of spouse, house of married life. All these things is very showing very wonderful things for the Libra persons. Due to your boss, due to your government relationship, you may gain a lot, and it may also be possible that you may expand your business, especially with the government departments, and in this route you may have to bribe or make a lot of expenditures, but all this will turn into investment. You will gain a lot of money after the whole things materializes and reaches a logical conclusion. So one more thing I want to say, that do not make partnership with any persons in authority, otherwise this partnership will turn sour and a lot of miscommunication will happen, due to which you may have to suffer some losses as well as undergo some harassment. And one more thing, while saying all these things, it comes into my mind that if your friends are in a partnership, if your friends are partnership, again there is possibility of some miscommunication. So take care, don't allow your relationship to soar just for the short term profits. And here, so far as body parts are concerned, 10th house represents your knee, joint, bones, etc., and 11th house represents your left ear, left arm, teeth, ankle, etc. So and all of this has gone into the 7th house. 7th house is the Marka house, and simultaneously 7th house also indicates your lower back. So what comes into my mind, that some problems related to lower back or spine may crop up, which may run for very long time. And if you feel any pain in your feet, you should consult your physiotherapist. But if your doctor says some surgical, do not do, because it is my general observation that presence of Rahu always causes wrong diagnostic diagnostic practices. So, on the basis of wrong observation by the doctors, you should not take any extreme step, and I would suggest to, with folded hands, to wait up to the mid of May, after which things will become more clear and you may take a wise step, informed step after taking second opinion. So it was all for the Libra people. Now it is turn for the Scorpions. Scorpion people, your ninth lord and 10th lord. Ninth house is the house of judiciary, house of religious matters, house of your father, and house of long journeys. And the 10th house is the house of growth, house of uh, uh, promotion, house of fame. Had lot of both of these houses have gone into the house of sixth house. Sixth house is the enemies, diseases, loans, quarrels, legal cases. So it prima facie it appears that something bad is going to happen due to it may be possible that some court decree may cause and enmity with the government system, may due to which you may have to suffer a lot of court cases, enmity, losses, discomfort, everything. But if I see closely, if you are reaching for some good post, some competitive exam, something like this may be something bizarre, may some unprecedented court decision may come, due to which you may get success in some government job. It is very and if you are preparing for competitive examination, presence of Rahu in sixth house will give you success in the most unexpected way. Most unexpected way you may get success. So keep the hope and continue to try, but do not come face to face either with the government machinery or the judicial system, because ultimately you will be the loser in both the cases. It is my humble suggestion for all the Scorpions. And ninth house, so far as body system is concerned, it represents hips, thighs, knees, joints, bones, hairs, and back. And 10th house again, joints, knees, etc. So what I understand that knee replacement may be suggested for you by the medical professionals. And one more thing, the sixth house indicates kidney or something like this. So if you feel any discomfort in these body parts, try to postpone up to the mid of May. After mid of May, take second opinion with the same doctor or some other qualified professional. Whatever then they say, you should stick to that and go ahead like this. So it was all for Scorpions. Now it is the turn of Sagittarius. Sagittarius ascendant, so far is concerned, your 8th lord and 9th lord. 8th house is the house of secret matters, research, obstacles. It is also sometimes called house of death. And the 9th house. 9th house is the house of judiciary, house of your father, house of religious matters, house of foreign place. Lot of both these things have gone into the 5th house. 5th house is the house of your hobby, passions, affairs, your children. So, but here lot of both sun and moon are with Rahu. Rahu creates a lot of confusion, but sometimes it gives you out of box situation. So, first thing which comes into my mind, which is very unusual phenomena, that if you are having some secret affairs, it may get disclosed. It may get disclosed. It may put up in some big problem, especially with your children and your spouse. So take my words, avoid these things if you have, or keep silent or keep low profile on the matters around the period of eclipse. Second thing, what I can understand, that if you are in some creative field, some very bold subjects, bold ideas may come up in your mind out of box ideas which may give you, if you implement those ideas, it may give you a lot of fame and respect and certainly something new in your field. Another thing is that judiciary may give some very bold decision in your favor, which may come like a something unexpected, very unexpected you have, and you may earn a lot, it may give you a lot of relief materially as well as well as at the, and it will remove all your worries, long pending worries. These are the situation which Sagittarians may assume. And one more thing, don't don't indulge into any debate or misunderstanding with your children, because if any seed of misunderstanding and the confusion is sown in this period, it may take shape of a big tree with the passage of time. So please remember my words and don't do anything like this. And so far as body parts are concerned, 8th house is related to the sexual organs, and ninth house pertains to the your thighs, knees, joints. So if anything related to this comes into your mind, some pain, suffering, you should immediately consult your doctors and take medication and help. But having said that, I will repeat like other ascendants that if they suggest you that some extreme step like surgery or something like this, you should postpone the matter up to the mid of May, because many a time presence of Rahu causes bad diagnosis, wrong diagnosis. So it is my suggestion for the Sagittarians. And dear Sagittarians, if you want to know about your spouse, you should see what I have just told about the Gemini persons. And if you want to know about your children, you should see what I have told about Aries persons. If you want to know about your mother, you should watch closely what I am going to tell about the Pisces. And for your father, you should leave Leo. For your elder brothers and sisters and friends, you should see Librans predictions. And for your younger brothers and sisters, you should see Aquarian prediction. So it was all for the Sagittarians, and now it is the turn of Capricornians. Dear Capricorn persons, in your horoscope, the Lord of 7th house is the house of partnership, your relationship, your spouse, husband and wife, marital relation, business in general, as well as the house of 8th house, the house of obstacle, house of secrets, house of researches. Both Lord of both the houses, sun and moon, has gone into the 4th house of your home, house of your mother, house of domestic affairs, house of these things. So where the Rahu is placed, so it may be possible that the some secret affair which you are maintaining, your love affair or some bad relationship which was concealed since long time, it may get opened, the lid may be get opened, and it will be known to your whole household, causing a lot of problems in your domestic environment, and you may have to face the music like anything. You will be certainly be in hot waters. Second thing, another possibility is that you may get in inheritance, especially from your in-laws side, some big property with along with some tag, along with some legal issue. So it will be a boon, but for the time being you will have to fight some legal matters and resolve the things. Only then the property will be in your hands. Don't get any miscommunication with your spouse, your partnership, your business. But if you are in the mode of business expansion and want to add some new vertical in that, then you should try something unusual which represent something like in the new era, like software, like new invention, like new researches, or like new startups. If you indulge, if you get active in these fields, certainly the success will be at your feet. And take help of your partners, spouse, and everyone, and simultaneously they will also get more exposure, more success. So it will be something like win-win situation for both of you. And so far as body parts are concerned, seventh house represents glands, buttocks, lower back, renal system, adrenal gland, as well as your private parts. So far as their basic function secretion is concerned, but simultaneously in eighth house their sexual part is covered, and with this seminal vessels, venereal diseases, ovaries, prostate glands, both all these things are covered. So if you are feeling any problem in these things, you should immediately consult the doctor. Immediately consult the doctor. And but like all other ascendants, I am repeat again, because presence of Rahu along with lot of these two will give you may give you very wrong diagnosis, and wrong diagnosis, any step, extreme step like surgery on the basis of wrong diagnosis may cause you repentance for the long time to come. So if your doctors suggest your surgery or something like this, you should wait up to 16th mid of May, when sun and moon will be both out of the clutches of Rahu, and you will be in a better position to take second opinion or help from some other doctor. And if it is again confirmed after the second opinion, you know what you have to do. Okay, if you want to know about your spouse, dear Capricornians, you should see what I have already told about the Cancer persons. If you want to know about your children, you should listen to the Taurus ascendant prediction. If you want to know about your mother, you should listen about the Aries ascendant. And for your father, you should see what is in store. I had already told about the Virgo persons. For your elder brothers and sisters and as well as friends, you should see Scorpio persons, and for your younger brothers and sisters, you should see what I am going to tell about the Pisces persons. So it was all for the Capricornians. Now I will go with the Aquarians. Dear Aquarians, you lord of your sixth house. Sixth house is the house of quarrels, legal cases, loan, diseases, enmity, and the lord of your seventh house, the partnership, spouses, business in general. A lot of both of these has gone into the third house along with Rahu. Third house is the house of communication. So it is highly probable that due to some miscommunication, you may have to suffer enmity or quarrel or court cases, something like this, especially with your neighbors or younger brothers and sisters. So don't indulge in this. Simultaneously, don't get any miscommunication with your partners, your spouse, something like this, which may create unpleasant situation for you. So hold your tongue, don't speak untoward things, unfounded things, unsupportive things, which may not be proved without any doubt. Hold your tongue and keep yourself mum, because third house is the house of communication. Presence, the eclipse in this house is indicative of the very bad faulty communication, especially with your relatives and spouses and partnership. So please don't indulge in any miscommunication. One more thing, while doing partnership or writing for the business documents, please do not put up your signature without undergoing checking the whole document, because in the long run you may suffer a lot due to putting up signatures without verifying the document. As so far as body parts are concerned, the sixth house represent your kidney, large intestine, colon, uterus, anus, digestive system, some part of digestive system, and seventh house represents your private parts, glands, buttocks, lower back, renal system, adrenal, etc. So in totality, if something like this happens, what I will suggest you to first take care of your digestion system. Do not eat anything on the road, and any infection if you get from these, you may have to undergo a lot of uh, medication and medical treatment for the long time to come. So it is my humble advice to to keep your life disciplined at least 1 month after the eclipse, so that you are not getting affected in a very bad way. So it is my humble advice. Second thing, that one more thing I want to say, that third house is related to ears, your teeth, your nose, your hands. So your hands. So any problem, any pain in these body parts, you should take care seriously. Otherwise, you might have to be hospitalized for long time to come. Dear Aquarians, if you want to know about your spouse, you should see what I have already told about the Leo persons. For your children, you should see Gemini predictions, and for your mother, you should see for the Taurus predictions, and for your father, Libra predictions will suit you, and for your elder brothers and sisters, the Sagittarian prediction is very apt for you, and for your younger brothers and sisters, you should certainly listen what I told about the Aries ascendants. So it was all for the Aquarius ascendants. Now it is turn for the Pisces ascendants. Dear Pisces persons, Lord of your fifth house. Fifth house is the creativity. Fifth house is your affairs. Fifth house is the love relationship. Fifth house is the your children. Fifth house is your house of creativity, and the Lord of sixth house. Sixth house is considered, normally it is very bad. Otherwise, it is very competitive thing. It indicates competitive examination, getting success with your hard work. But it also indicates bad things like enmity, court cases, loan, diseases, everything bad. Many I think bad are indicated by sixth house. The Lord of both of these has gone into, along with Rahu, in the second house. Second house is the immediate family, your wealth, your resources, something like this जो है. So it is highly probable that your failed your love affair may cost you dearly so far as money is concerned. Some court case or enmity or quarrel may cost you a lot of money, and your immediate family members may also be involved. But if you are a chain smoker or something like this, you should take care of mouth hygiene, because I can see if you have probability in the you have probability of the mouth cancer in your horoscope. In this period it may come like anything. So these things you have to take care. And one more thing I want to say, that your children may grab your money and ask for money which are not to be taken care, and they may spoil whole the money in this period after some, or your relatives may also be after your money, your resources. Don't give any money to your relationships, otherwise you may have to suffer for the long time to come. Pisces people, fifth house represents your heart, body vitality, spine, heart, liver, spleen, and sixth house represents digestive system, kidney, large intestine, colon, uterus, and anus. So, first thing, you should take care of digestive system. And one more thing, it is highly possible that some mouth infection, some mouth hygiene may cause you a lot of money. And kidney is the most sensitive part of your body, and presence of Rahu is indicating something bad in this period. However, if a doctor suggests something extreme, and in all likelihood, if you go to the doctor in this period, they will suggest. So, but you should avoid some extreme step for taking care of these health problems in this period. And if they are adamant, doctors are adamant about the some extreme step like surgery or something like this, just wait for one fortnight up to the mid of May. After mid of May, take second opinion. I believe in majority of cases wrong diagnosis might have happened due to presence of Rahu, and second opinion will show the right path. So it was something like this. Dear Pisces people, if you want to know about your spouse, you should see and listen what I have already told about the Virgo people. For children, you should refer Cancerian persons predictions. For your mother, you should see Gemini, and for your father, the Scorpio persons. And for your elder brothers and sisters and friends, you should listen what I told about the Capricornians, and for your younger brothers and sisters, you should understand and listen what I told about the Taurus ascendant. So it was all for the all 12 ascendants, but what I have told is very true if you are running the period of dasha of Rahu or Sun and Moon. In that case, the things will certainly happen. But if you are not running dasha of Rahu, Sun, and Moon, then in all likelihood the things may happen, but they will not be so intense, or they may not happen at all. So it is all possibility, but since eclipses always affect the humanity at the individual level, at the jataka level, at the phalit level, at the prediction level, the persons may face very sudden accidents. So I thought it wise to alert beforehand. So go through the predictions and remain cautious, because sun moon, when sun moon are afflicted with the Saturn as well as Rahu, then certainly if anything will happen, it will be a bit bizarre as well as highly negative, which many a time I have seen that if Dasa was running relevant, then eclipses caused a wave of depression in the person which lasted for years. Otherwise, it is said that the impact of solar eclipse do not last more than a year, but it is a general phenomena. And one more thing I want to draw your attention, that the horoscopes which I have shown against all the ascendants are for the extreme point of new moon, when extreme point of Amavasya, which is called new moon in English, when sun and moon are conjunct at the same degree. So it is ordained by the our rishi seers, while understanding the impact of eclipse, you should draw the horoscope in that manner. With this, I am closing the topic. We will meet you again in some other video, interesting video with the accurate predictions. Please don't forget to subscribe the channel and like the video. I am Acharya Kalki Krishnan from astrodhyam.com. Namaskar again.